Hey, it's Ami with the Teacher's Teacher, and today we're looking at solving linear equations, TEK A.5A. Make sure to follow along with the guided notes provided as we look at these examples together. We're going to solve linear equations in one variable, including those for which the application of the distributive property is necessary and for which variables are included on both sides. Let's take a look at example 1. Negative 5 times x plus 4 equals 12 minus 40 minus 7x. We need to make sure to distribute the negative 5 on the left-hand side of the equation. Remember, negative 5 times x is negative 5x, and negative 5 times 4 is negative 20. On the right-hand side of the equation, we need to remember to combine like terms. 12 minus 40 gives us negative 28, and we'll bring down the negative 7x. Now we must move our x terms together. Let's do this by adding 7x to both sides. Remember, positive 7x and negative 7x cancel out by creating a zero pair. Negative 5x plus 7x gives us 2x minus 20, which is equal to negative 28. Now let's take a moment and move our constants together. We can do this by adding 20 to both sides. Remember that negative 20 and positive 20 cancel each other out by creating a zero pair. We're left with 2x is equal to negative 8. Now we must divide both sides by 2, and we're left with x is equal to negative 4. Let's take a moment to look at example 2. 2x minus 5 equals 13 minus 2 times x plus 2 minus 3x. Let's make sure to distribute the negative 2 on the right-hand side of the equation. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Now we must combine like terms on the right-hand side of the equation. So we have 2x minus 5 is equal to, and when we combine 13 and negative 4, we are left with 11. When we combine negative 2x and negative 3x, we get negative 5x. Now let's take a moment to move our x terms together. We can do this by adding 5x to both sides. Remember, negative 5x and 5x cancel each other out by creating a zero pair. 2x plus 5x is equal to 7x minus 5, which is equal to 11. Now let's move our constants together by adding 5 to both sides. Remember, negative 5 and 5 cancel each other out by creating a zero pair. You're left with 7x is equal to 16. For our last step, we must divide both sides by 7, so we get the value x is equal to 16 sevenths. Now let's look at finding the missing coordinate of a solution point to a function. What is the value of x? If x4 is a solution to the equation 5y equals 4x minus 8, what is the value of x? We must remember that in an ordered pair, the first value represents x and the second value represents y. In this case, y is equal to 4. Let's plug this into our equation. 5 times 4 is equal to 4x minus 8. We know that 5 times 4 is 20, which is equal to 4x minus 8. If we move our constants together, we will add 8 to both sides. Remember, a negative 8 and a positive 8 cancel each other out by creating a zero pair. So we have 28 is equal to 4x. When we divide both sides by 4, we're left with x is equal to 7. So the value of x is 7. Let's take a look at our last example. Verbal. Sheila is sewing fringe around the edge of a tablecloth. The length of the tablecloth is 6 feet less than twice the width. Sheila calculates that she will need 36 feet of fringe. What are the dimensions of the tablecloth? Now, when working with a verbal description, I think it's important to draw a picture if you're able to. So Sheila is wanting to create a rectangular tablecloth, and she's wanting to put fringe around the perimeter or edge of the tablecloth. She knows the length of the tablecloth is equal to 6 feet less than twice the width. We know the width is just W. She's calculating that she's going to need 36 feet of fringe, and she wants to determine the dimensions. Now we know in order to find the perimeter of a rectangle, the formula is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. We know our perimeter is 36, which is equal to 2 times the length, and in this case we know our length is equal to 2w minus 6 plus 2 times the width. Let's make sure to distribute our 2. So we're left with 36 is equal to 4w minus 12 plus 2w. On the right-hand side of the equation, it's important that we combine like terms. So we have 36 is equal to 6w minus 12. Let's move our constants together by adding 12 to both sides. And remember, negative 12 and positive 12 cancel each other out by creating a zero pair. We're left with 48 is equal to 6w. So to solve for w, we must divide both sides by 6. Our width is equal to 8. Now that we know our width, let's see if we can determine our length. Remember, we know our length is equal to 2 times our width minus 6. 2 times 8 is 16 minus 6. Therefore, our length is 10. If we have a rectangle, and the perimeter of our rectangle has dimensions 10 feet by 8 feet, will 36 feet of fringe be enough? Well, we know 10 plus 10 is 20, 8 plus 8 is 16, and 20 plus 16 is 36. So the dimensions of our table are 10 feet by 8 feet. Thanks for watching. See you next time.